Around this time 3 years ago, the Labour Party looked like this. The party had generated 16.1 million in that year, and in the 2017 general election, Labour under Jeremy Corbyn had raised £55 million, 10 million more than the Conservatives. What's impressive is the money came almost entirely from ordinary members. Fast forward to today, and the Labour Party are in an entirely different situation. Labour's NEC will discuss plans to make at least 90 members of staff redundant. According to a Labour list source, the party's General Secretary David Evans explains that the finances of the Labour Party had suffered due to lost members and using funds to deal with anti-Semitism cases. Well, he's quite right. Members have left en masse. But I find his point about fighting anti-Semitism cases interesting. Last year, the Labour Party had paid out £600,000 to 7 former employees and BBC journalist John Ware, despite lawyers advising the party that they would in fact win if the case was taken to court. Maybe had the Labour Party managed its finances better, took advice from experts rather than making poor political decisions, it might not be in the mess it finds itself today. What's even more devastating about these planned job cuts is the manner in which members found out about the news. Not by contact from Labour HQ, but through The Guardian. It seems basic respect is also lacking from this iteration of the Labour Party. There also seems to be no exploration of alternative cost-saving solutions. Here lies the fundamental issue with Keir Starmer's leadership. We would have to somehow believe that this man will be taking the fight to employers who would behave in the exact same way. Why should anyone trust the Labour Party if they can't even follow the same practices as they would expect of others? Unions have also expressed that they would take all necessary steps to stop compulsory redundancies, with no ruling out of industrial action. Just imagine the scenes of multiple trade unions striking against a political party that was founded and are supposed to represent them. The Tories will be laughing their big bellies off. To add more salt to the wound, Labour are recruiting between 30 and 50 temporary agency staff to investigate its members. It's using the very little money it has left to use fire and rehire practices. You have to hand it to Mr Starmer. He truly has transformed the Labour Party. One of the richest party in Britain somehow ran it into the ground. Just after the 2019 general election, Jeremy Corbyn left the party with £13.5 million in reserves. It seems like today, that has completely evaporated. The Labour Party are going to find it incredibly difficult to convince voters that they are better on workers' rights than the Tories. Labour are offering themselves on a plate which, knowing the Conservatives, they won't pull any punches. It's no surprise that Labour are still polling disastrously, despite constant government scandals. It needs to stop looking inwards and talk to the country instead. Starmer is much more interested in purging its members than offering a positive vision. Up to 1,000 members and 4 left-wing groups are set to be expelled. Socialist Appeal, Labour in Exile Network, Labour Against the Witch Hunt, and Resist, the Chris Williamson founding group. With the government offering a pathetic 3% increase for nurses' pay, it's still higher than the 2.1% demanded by Labour, and with the current financial situation they find themselves in, it's easy to imagine Labour flanking the Tories to the right on the economy. This begs the question, if it can't offer nurses better pay, if it can't say anything on the economy, and if it can't treat its own staff with any form of dignity, then what is the point of the Labour Party? Enjoy this content and want more? Hit the like button and please subscribe with notifications on. If you're feeling a little bit generous, then why not consider donating to our Patreon? Here at Turn Left, we want to expand. With your donations, we can get paid for the work we do, hire staff, and produce more and more high quality content. Thanks for watching, and remember, the future is independent media.